tradition, the Downfield Lion performed to the band's Signet March, Barnum and Bailey's favorite. Altoona Mountain Lion spirit with one of these.
evening and welcome to Mansion Park. It is time for Altoona Mountain Lion football. Tonight, Altoona will welcome the Harrisburg Cougars to town. The Harrisburg Cougars are one of the top-ranked teams in the state of Pennsylvania. They've only played 4 games. One was canceled due to weather, lightning right before the game, and it couldn't be made up. I think that actually was week 1. And then since then, they have not lost. The Mountain Lions are 4-1. They bounced back last week on the road at Central Dauphin East after losing to State College here 2 weeks ago. I'm Jim Abbott along with Chris Strawmeyer. We have an exciting game for you this evening, plus we have Altoona's homecoming, Chris.
Yeah, homecoming's always a fun time. It's time for the kids to have a good week of games and fun and dance. And apparently the dance was incredibly well attended last night. First time, biggest crowd they've had in years. And so it's nice to culminate this week in a football game like this and crown the homecoming queen. And hopefully we get a decent football game out of this. Harrisburg comes in, as you said, pretty highly ranked. They have been beaten. Manheim Township beat them 24-20. Now Manheim Township is a very good team also, but this is not quite the juggernaut that they have been in the past. But they're still very, very good, and they have a lot of good athletes, and they manhandled Cumberland Valley last week fairly decently.
And Cumberland is one of the strongest teams also in the East. They're probably third in the Mid-Penn behind Harrisburg and State College, but you said something about the dance. There was 1,000 tickets sold by 2 o'clock yesterday. As you said, the largest dance they've ever had now that they have freshmen involved in the high school.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a lot has to do, I guarantee, with everything coming back from the pandemic a few years ago, and kids seem to participate in more things right now because for a while they couldn't do anything. So I really think kids participate in a lot more things, which is good. That's the way it's supposed to be. There's nothing worse than having like that apathy for the students, and I'm glad they're all into it and they participate. And not a single problem last night. All the kids were great, and everybody had a good time, and that's what it's all about.
So again, this week is homecoming week. They started with games night, and then they've done a couple other things, and they had some voting yesterday. So we will have the homecoming court named tonight, and we'll see what happens as you see the players coming off the field. You can also see the homecoming court walking away, and they will be introduced at halftime of this game. Harrisburg has a very small squad for a 6A school, Chris.
Yeah, they didn't bring a lot of folks, but we were talking earlier, and you said most of the action's going to happen between the numbers of 1 and 13 for these guys. A lot of single-digit skill guys that are very good, very quick, very fast. They have good size up front also, and they have a couple defensive ends to keep your eye on. Also, the Harrisburg Cougars play some pretty stifling defense with a high-powered offense. So the Mountain Lions really have to possess the ball, which we know they can do at times. They have to possess the ball, not turn it over, not get behind the chains. A lot of the same things that we talk about week in and week out with this offense. If they do their thing, it is hard to stop them.
And, that is going to be the key for Altoona tonight is they've got to establish that run game, and they've got to keep going. They're not going to break a lot of big plays tonight against this. The cornerbacks in the secondary are very fast, very quick, and their speed makes up for any mistake that happens up front. So they usually keep the plays to a minimum. The question is, with this small squad, they only have a total of, I believe, 9 or 10 linemen on the roster. Are they going to tire out very soon or as they get going? And also, never underestimate that 2.5-hour drive to Altoona. So if the Mountain Lions are going to want to do something, they've got to come out right away. They've got to hit them on that first drive and basically work Coach Niedermeyer's game plan to perfection.
Yeah, you're exactly right. A fast start would be optimum for Altoona, I mean, honestly, because like you said, we get some teams coming here that are not used to this long trip. They have a half-hour, 40-minute trip at most down there, generally in the conference other than us in State College. So they come up here, they get off the bus. Sometimes they're a little sleepy at the beginning, and sometimes the Mountain Lions can jump on them, and hopefully, they would take advantage of that tonight.
Well, we have the coin toss tonight, and honestly, half of the Harrisburg team is captains. They have 6 captains. It's not half, but
it's a lot.
The honorary captain tonight is Phil DeVoris, class of Altoona, 1983. He was a standout member of the track team. He continued his education at Cornell University. Phil has led Blair Image Elements since 1992. And he has 50 employees with his neon sign manufacturing that is recognized across the world. So Phil DeVoris, class of 1983, tonight's
for keeping this contest at a high
honorary captain.
Sportsmanship is the appreciation of performances and the graceful acceptance of the results. We welcome you to
So the weather's starting to turn a little bit. We're getting a little chilly at times. It's great football weather out there. We shouldn't see the cramping issues and some other things that we've had, over the first month of the season. Tomorrow's October now, so we're getting into that time, and we're not looking towards the playoffs or anything, but 4 or 5 weeks here, the Mountain Lions are done, and they're going to have probably that game against State College to determine the district champion.
Well, and I believe because of the way the region is set up, Williamsport might be the first round game right now between Altoona and Williamsport, and then the winner facing State College. So we'll see. Mifflin County is also in the area, but we don't know if they will enter or not. In the past, they haven't. So Palilla is ready to kick off. He kicks it deep, about the 25. The mid-man takes it. That is number 17. That is Mikhail Jackson. And he brings it from the 25 all the way out to the 44. And Harrisburg will take possession there at the 44-yard line.
That's a freshman, 13, Elias Koch, 6'3" freshman. There you go.
I apologize for that. Again, looking at some of the numbers, it's
Big
very
kid.
hard to pull them out.
And they didn't want to, their numbers are very hard to read. They didn't obviously want to kick that deep because Palilla can certainly kick it further than that. It was a kind of a controlled kick. They're still starting at the 44.
So it looks like their starting quarterback is a sophomore, Sean Lee, number 8. And he will roll out and look to pass on the first one. He throws a short pass, and it is dropped. The intended receiver was Amir Jones, number 9. And he dropped the ball, so it's 2nd and 10.
So they come out looking to throw right away, Harrisburg does. I saw a little bit on tape here. The quarterback likes to run, just quarterback power, quarterback sweep, and he scrambles a lot. So very athletic is Lee, the sophomore.
You got trips to the right. Lee looks to hand off. Big fullback up the middle, but the Mountain Lions are right there, and they are led by Evan Boos, who just shut the play down. They're going to give him no gain. That was a nice play up the middle. The Mountain Lion defense shut that down. It's a 3rd and 10.
That was Makai Hopkins on the carry there, number 7. He's a senior, 6'1", 240. He's a big fella for running back there. 3rd and long here for Harrisburg.
Lee back in shotgun. He's going to roll again to the right, looking for an open receiver. He's going to throw it deep.
Wide open.
And he's got a man deep downfield who will go into the end zone for a 56-yard score. And I have not been able to catch the number.
That's 13.
56 yards, number 13.
That's the freshman, Elias Koch.
So Koch gets behind the defense, and perfectly thrown ball by the sophomore for a 56-yard touchdown.
And I don't know why they just let him go. They just let him go, and he was wide open, like 15 yards wide open. Looks like they don't have a kicker, so they're going to go for 2 here.
And it's run right up the middle, and I believe the Mountain Lions has stopped the run. So Harrisburg, within the first minute of the game, takes a 6-0 lead.
Stopped by number 69, Evan Boos. Score remains at Harrisburg 6, Altoona 0.
Harrisburg likes the rollout, and they get that flood pattern. So they have somebody about 5 yards out, 15 yards out, and somebody going straight down the sideline. And the cornerback thought the ball was going to be thrown to the middle man. He took one step up. Coke went behind him and went the distance.
Yeah, and you absolutely cannot do that. I mean, the ironic thing is Altoona has played this big cushion, soft defense to keep everybody in front of them all year long. And, you know, this is the time when you have to do that. You have to make them earn their way down the field with their dinking and dunking. And they might still do it, but at least you can't, you know, you don't give up those big plays like that.
So number 7, that'll be Hopkins. He's the running back and the kicker. He will kick off for Harrisburg. Short punt comes down about the 15, 18. And I believe, is that Hardison? No.
It's Hazelwood, a freshman.
24.
Another freshman for this time for Altoona.
Julian Hazelwood on the return. He's able to go from the 15 out to about the 28-yard line. So a 12-yard gain. The Mountain Lions will start their first possession of the night. 11 minutes to go, first quarter. And the score is currently 6-0 Harrisburg as they score on a big, long pass. 56 yards.
Third play from scrimmage. So much for your fast start, huh, for the Mountain Lions.
Well, we need the fast start still on offense. Freewall keeps it. He pitches to the outside. And Mountain Lions will pick up approximately 2 yards.
Hardison there. Got 2 probably, I guess. Just if he could have just got around that one guy out there, he kind of just ran right into him. Didn't make a move out there.
Well, they used Yost as a fake there, and Yost had about 5 guys trying to tackle him. Freewall kept the ball and pitched it out to Hardison as he went around. Same formation. Quick pass to the outside again to Hardison. He's able to get the corner, and he almost outran the tackler. The tackler was number 9, Amir Jones, and Hardison was able to pick up from the 30 out to the 45, so that's a 15-yard gain.
Nice little flare pass out there with a blocker out front, and you're right, Jones just tripped him up, or he was gone. I mean, Hardison does have enough speed to break one.
So Mountain Lions get a first down. They'll come out here at the 45. This time it's a tight formation. Everybody's in tight. Yost gets the fake, and Freewall keeps it, goes around, and there are 4 or 5 tacklers from Harrisburg there, and they actually throw him back 5 yards on the tackle. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, so he gets no gain.
If you hear a band constantly in the background, the Harrisburg band just is playing and dancing all night pretty much over there. That's what they're doing. So,
well, I think they just got off the bus. Their bus, the band bus, got here late, so about 10 minutes to 7, they got off the bus and walked their way over to the stands. Freewall keeps again, pitches to the outside. This time the pitch was to Seward.
That's Seward, yeah.
Seward.
And he just got chased down from the backside. Is that Jones again?
I believe so. And really, we're only going to give him 2.
Now that was Jones. You just don't like when you game plan for this. You look at the defensive end on the play side. You don't even block anybody on the backside on a pitch play like that, and he chased it down. That's just a very athletic play.
So trips to the right. Quick pass again to the outside. And Seward tries to get around the one man. He is held up. He will pick up about 3. But that is not enough for the first down. It's going to be 4th and 3, and it looks like the Mountain Lions are going to punt.
Yeah, he just couldn't get past that initial initial guy.
Stand 3, 4th and 3.
Freeroll just threw that blindly out there too. Just the ball like came out of a sea of bodies.
So in the first drive, the person with the most yardage on offense, Alex Yost, did not see the ball once. That was close to bouncing and hitting Granberry, the receiver, but the bounce will take it down to about the 3. Are they going to put it right at the 2-point conversion mark?
Yeah, it's going to be.
45-yard punt.
That was not a very good kick, but it got a great roll out of that.
So we're here tonight on MLTV Live on YouTube. You can watch it live, or you can again, go back and watch it later. So Harrisburg will take over. They have 97 yards to go. They have trips to the left, 1 receiver to the right. They're going to move Hopkins out into the slot, and here he comes back behind. Oh, he's coming around 4 to that side. Lee gives the ball to Hopkins. He breaks 1 tackle and keeps going. And again, he is 6'4" or 6'2", 240, I think.
It says 6'1", 240. Regardless, he's a big young man. He's tough to bring down in the open field like that.
He ran over the linebacker and then took 2 or 3 guys to tackle him.
And they just brought everybody to the left side and ran the counter back to the right on that one.
First down at the 23. Same format. Lee just takes it and starts to go up the middle. This time the Mountain Lions will stop him after a short gain. We'll give Lee 3 on that.
Number 8, Sean Lee Jr., tackled by number 8, Chandler Brandle.
You smell rubber?
Yes, it smells
plastic.
like something's burning. Either that or they just turned the heat on for the first time.
I think they just turned the heat on for the first time. But just want to make sure there's nothing against the vent. This time the handoff goes, different running
Number
back
4.
this time. Number 4, Kyle Williams gets the ball, and he will be tackled. I don't think, where are they going to put it? They're going to give him a yard?
It's on the 20 or 28.
Yeah, we'll give him a yard.
35.
So there's twins, Kyle and Kamir. So it'll be interesting to see if they both get in on offense and snaps.
There's that rollout again, and
there's the pass and
pass
drop
behind him, thrown to the freshman again, Koch, and it was just behind him. He drops it, and 4th down. Harrisburg will have to kick it away.
So the Mountain Lion defense holds on that possession, and we'll see what it is after the punt. But the Mountain Lions looks like after that great punt from Palilla that they're going to get a little extra field position out of this from where they were.
Is that Alex Yost back there?
Looks like it. 2, 1. Just trying to count the number of guys. They're in a trips formation, and it's a fake.
Oh, they have guys way downfield. Yeah. Like in high school, you're not allowed to do that.
Actually, if he doesn't pull up and kick, he probably had a first down.
Probably would have had the first down, right?
But I think there's 2. I mean, the flag was definitely because there were illegal players downfield. But the other thing, I don't know if he went past the line of scrimmage before he punted the ball.
Which I don't know if that's a thing. I think you can punt the ball at any time. That's interesting. We'll have to figure that out here.
So the ball rolled down to the 35. They're going to take the penalty and make them kick again. So it should take it down. Is this a 5-yard penalty? Holding.
On the offense, number 21.
Wow.
10-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
So it's going to go 4th and 18 because it was a holding in the backfield.
Well, obviously, I mean, there was guys downfield, so they didn't call that either. So maybe you're allowed to do that now. It used to be you weren't allowed to. Only the end guys were allowed to get downfield. But they may have changed that. I don't know. Because I haven't seen that called in like forever, so maybe it's not a rule anymore.
And almost like a rugby type kick, but it's a bad kick. Gets a nice roll, and it's going to roll up right at the 50. So the Mountain Lions second possession, they'll take over at the 50-yard line. 6-0 Harrisburg early on a 56-yard touchdown pass, and the extra point was no good. The run failed. 5:31 to go in the first. Harrisburg 6, Altoona nothing.
Both of those punts were quite the adventure.
Well, it looks like Lee likes to start running before he kicks, almost like the rugby kicks that you see now in some of the college games. But yes, that was sort of an adventure. Mountain Lions have a tight formation with Harrington out to the side. Man in motion this time. Yost gets the ball for the first time, and he's going to push his way down to about the 47. So we'll give Yost 3.
Number 22, Alex Yost on the carry.
And that is his first carry of the night.
Gain of 2.
Mountain Lions will come out in the same formation. This time Harrington, though, goes to the left instead of the right. It's an end-over situation. There's an extra blocker to the left. And there's a fumble. Freewall looks like he started to give it to Yost and was trying to pull it back out, and that's when the ball dropped.
Freewall got it back. I mean, it's good that they got it back, but those are the kinds of things that put them in situations that, you know, they struggle in. They want it to be 3rd and 3 here.
And now it's
now it's 3rd and 8, and you know, you're kind of off schedule from, you know, how their offense survives. That doesn't mean they can't get a 15-yard gain here, but the likelihood of them doing that is less than other teams just by their style of offense.
You have trips to the left, Harrington to the right, shotgun formation. And Freewall got hit just as he let the ball go. It falls short.
And that was 7.
That was Hopkins again coming from the backside.
Or was that 2? That was 2. These numbers are crazy. Yeah, that was the defensive end, I think, 2. Which, you know, coming into this game, the coaches were very afraid about blocking those defensive ends.
Harrington gets the ball off. It's going to bounce about the 22 and take an Altoona bounce again. And it's going to roll down to the 12. We'll say 12. 3:41 to go first. Still 6-0 Harrisburg. Really, offensively, there's only been 2 big plays. Well, Altoona had one on a pass to Hardison, a 15-yard, and there was a 20-yard run by Harrisburg. But again, the big play was the bomb as Koch just streaked down the sidelines, and he was hit in stride by Lee for a 56-yard touchdown in the first minute of the game. Well, you got twins both sides, and you have Williams come back in motion. Now you have 2, and nobody's there, and Lee, the busted play as Lee goes down. It was definitely a running play, and
nobody else knew it.
The backs crossed and didn't come where they needed to be, and Lee's going to take a 3-yard loss.
Loss of 2.
Or officially where it's placed now, we'll say 2. 2nd and 12. Harrisburg again trips to the right. We've seen this formation a couple times. And he's like to roll out to that side and look for a pass. There is a quick pass. And the receiver breaks the first tackle, cuts to the outside, still going out to the 40. And he is caught from behind. That was Grandberry, I believe, number 6. Am I right?
Flag down.
They picked it up.
After the play,
Sideline warning.
Altoona.
The referee ran into somebody.
So that was a 41-yard pass.
Missed tackle. I mean, we just talked about that a little bit ago about keeping the play in front of you. You got to make tackles, though, when you do that.
And again, I thought that was that Granberry?
I think it was.
Pass this way, short pass again to Granberry. He just takes that little quick screen, so to speak, and picks up 5 yards. 4 yards? 4 yards.
Tackle by number 4, Tyson Reed. Gain of 4.
2nd and 6. Handoff this time.
That's 4.
So that's Williams
Kyle
again.
Williams.
And he's going to pick up 5 of the 6, so it's going to be 3rd and 1.
Number 4, Kyle Williams. Gain of 5.
So Harrisburg will come right back up to the line. Pretty much the same formation. Here comes Williams back around again. It's a fake again. They're throwing it out to the side to Williams, and he makes one move, beats the Altoona defender, so he got to the line of scrimmage, and the yards, the gain, picked up 2 yards total, but he only needed 1.
Gave him enough for the first down. Mountain Lions did a good job defending that. They just needed to make that play at the end. They had threw the rhythm off. They got into the backfield. And Jones still threw it.
Motion, Koch comes across. This time it's roll left. Lee sets up and throws it deep to Williams, right in the hands, and touchdown. Mountain Lions were playing one free safety, and by the time he got over, Williams got by.
That one's 9. Amir Jones.
Oh, that was
9
Amir
and
Jones.
4 look the same. They really do.
So that was Jones, and
Lee
it was
to Jones.
a 39-yard score. So the sophomore throws a nice ball from Harrisburg. 1 minute to go in the first, 12-0. And again, Harrisburg has not shown that they're going to kick an extra point. They're going to go for 2 again. They line up in a tight formation. Williams coming across. Williams gets the ball, and he gets hit right away. And is that Manny Miller?
Yep. So giving up those big plays, letting receivers get behind them has been a bugaboo early tonight here for the Mountain Lions.
As Harrisburg has a couple deep balls thrown by sophomore Sean Lee for touchdowns. One of 56, that one of 39. And Harrisburg has a 12-0 lead. Minute to go, first quarter. Again, tonight is homecoming night here. We'll see if we can go through maybe in the second quarter and talk about some of the candidates, or at least list our candidates. We'll go through the first couple. From Girls League, we have Miranda Arnold. From tennis, you have Caden Carey. From Majorette, you have Emma Sheridan. From the Horseshoe Yearbook, you have Claudia Clapper. From the Mountain Echo, you have Mackenzie Doran. So that's the first 5 of, I believe, 20 candidates. We'll pick up some more on our next break. So Hopkins is set to kick. Again, he just sort of punches at the ball, kicks it down to about the 16. And the Mountain Lions are looking for an angle, looking to come through, and he's able to get out to the 24. Once again, that was Hazelwood. And they'll give him up to the 29, so he got about 11 or 12 yards. It looked like he had a seam, but it closed very quickly.
So the Mountain Lions will start I mean, not bad field position, 34, right? I mean, that's medium, I guess. See Manny Miller coming in for a little bit of extra blocking here on the offensive side of the ball here. He started doing that a week or so ago.
Well, then they put him out in the slot.
He's actually out in, yeah, he's spread out wide.
So is it going to be a quick pass out there? So quick pass.
Tyson Reed.
To Tyson Reed. He jukes, makes one man miss, but then gets tackled at the 35. So gain of 1. So when they brought Manny in, they have him as a receiver, but they used him as a blocker out in the flats. And again, that was Tyson Reed on the reception. 2nd and 9. Mountain Lions did pick up 1 first down on the first drive, and then there were 3 and out on the last one. There was a mishandled handoff that hurt their chances. You got 4, and you have Yost moving, so you put everybody to the right, and Yost got through to the line of scrimmage, but then he got hit by the linebackers and only picked up 3 yards. So we now go into a 3rd and 6. And we are done with the first quarter. The end of the first quarter, Harrisburg Cougars 12, the Altoona Mountain Lions 0. So the Mountain Lions wanted to come out tonight, try to establish something on the ground. They have not been able to establish the running game yet. And then defensively, they didn't want to give up the big play, and that's what it's been tonight. It's been 2 big plays that has put Harrisburg where they are.
Yeah, so far it's been not exactly the opposite of what the Mountain Lions want. They haven't really tried to run much up the middle. We'll see if they give that a shot here going forward at all. Harrisburg is pretty stout up the middle. So we'll see what strategy they have to make some adjustments here, because what they're doing is not working very well.
We'd like to take a minute to thank the Mountain Lion TV crew that's bringing us tonight's action. These kids are in the broadcasting program at Altoona High School and enjoy helping out and bring some of these events to you. So tonight's crew: Caleb Fries, Noah Fries, Nora Reed, Hannah Vinkus, Avery Reimer, Keldon Holland, Elena Saylor, and Peyton Folk. So thank you very much to them, along with Mr. Sipes, who runs the Mountain Lion TV studio. We get this action out to you so that you can enjoy Altoona Mountain Lion football, specifically tonight, and then other Altoona Mountain Lion sports throughout the year. 3rd and 6. First play of the second quarter. Reed comes across in motion. It's a pitch to Reed to the outside. He cuts in, and he's going to pick up 2, but that's it. So he only gets to the 40. He needed to get to the 44. So it's going to be a 4th and 4 at their own 40-yard line.
Harrisburg has done a really good job of tackling so far. The Mountain Lions can't shake that initial tackle. If he breaks that initial tackle right there, gets through, he probably gets another 5-6 yards for the first down. But Harrisburg has done a real good job of that so far. So
Harrington's back to kick. The last couple times, Harrisburg has overloaded the right side and tried to outrun the blocking coverage. And here they come again, and Williams gets close to it. And Harrington just keeps getting the bounces and the bounces. As it's inside the 10, it's rolling to the 5, and it's going to stop at the 5. So it goes for a 45-yard kick. Actually, it's a 55-yard kick.
Yeah.
And Harrisburg will start at their own 5-yard line, but there's a penalty out on the field. So they're discussing and talking. And it looks like Altoona might decline the penalty because they don't want to. Well, no. It might have been after a possession kick.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have got the ball back anyway, unless it's tacked on at the end.
Holding on the kicking team. Half the distance to the goal.
So they don't start at the 5. They're going to start at the 2. 2.5. So we'll say 3.
I'm saying holding on the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal.
All right. Holding on the receiving team.
Yeah,
half
I was
the
going to
distance
say.
to the goal. All right, so from there, let's go to another set of tonight's candidates for homecoming. From girls golf, you have Zoe Dunkel. Marching band, you have Emma Fee. From Silks, you have Kiera Flanagan. From cheerleading, you have Kylie Folk. And our 10th person, as the papers are getting shuffled, representing, is it a sack? He was able to get
Just
out.
got out. That was Williams, number 4, took the handoff and almost got trapped in the end zone, but he got out back to about the line of scrimmage.
So the next candidate from swimming was Gwen Fox. So no gain for Williams. 2nd and 10 from the 3. Trips to the left. Lee's going to roll out, throw a quick pass, and they get the pass, but it's only going to be good for about 4 yards, maybe 5. So from marching band, I think I said the last name wrong. It is Emma Fye. So we now have a 3rd and 6.
She sits right in front of my desk.
Does she in your class?
She does.
Well, that's nice.
All right, big play for the Mountain Lions. They can get the ball back here. Pump fake. Oh, there's a guy wide open again, and he overthrew him. And they fell for the pump fake. And Harrisburg will have to kick the ball away. So these punts for Harrisburg have been an adventure, and it wouldn't surprise me if one of these times they actually run the ball here. They're going to have Mountain Lions are going to have to play this very safe.
I don't see them running the ball from their own 8, though. I would be very surprised.
I would be too, but
now he might just start scrambling and then boom, but so Harrisburg does not look like they have enough men on the field either.
And he just flat out kicked that one away. And Reed calls the fair catch.
There should have been a penalty because Harrisburg did not have enough men on the line of scrimmage. They don't have to have 11, but they have to have 7 on the line of scrimmage at the time of the snap, and they only had 6. But the Mountain Lions will start 1st and 10 on Harrisburg's 41. That's the first time tonight the Mountain Lions will start on that side of the ball. As you can see, it is 12-0. Harrisburg, 9:40 to go, 2nd quarter.
So you think a decent drive here is kind of what the doctor ordered for the Mountain Lions here. I mean, they really are in desperate need of a good drive, keep the ball for a little bit, maybe get some points out of this.
Tight double wing formation, and the wing's going to take the ball, and he's not going anywhere. He's actually going to lose, 2 yards? 3 yards. And that was number 18.
Number 18, C.J. Stewart.
Sword on that carry, and that was well defended by Harrisburg.
2 and 3 out there. Terrell Reynolds, the defensive end, and Chimera Williams, the linebacker, strung that out, did a great job of stringing that out. You're pretty much, I mean, you can throw the ball out there and get the edge, but you're not going to get the edge on the running plays on these guys. They have to find a way to hopefully get Yost between the tackles a little bit here.
2nd and 13. They had the screen pass set up to Yost, but it was obviously it was obviously blocked, and then Tyson Reed went downfield, and it was just thrown up, and it looked like it was going to go right into the defender's hands, and Tyson Reed came out of nowhere and knocked it down. Looks like Williams was upset because he thought he had a perfect interception there. But Reed played a great defensive play there and knocked the ball away.
Yeah, he was waiting and waiting and waiting for that. It took forever.
So 3rd and 13. Twins both ways.
There's
Screen
the
in the middle.
Nice catch. He needed to cut that back up field.
So he gets down to the 35. So we're going to give him a 10-yard reception. But now it is going to be 4th and 3 or 4th and 4. 4th and 4.
Yeah, it looks like 4th and 4.
And it looks like the Mountain Lions are going for it. They need a little something to happen. Reed starts in motion and stops. And did one of the Mountain Lions jump or did one of Harrisburg jump? Nope, one of the Mountain Lions moved. So your 4th and 4 now goes to 4th and 9.
And that's very disappointing because they do that all the time.
On the offense, number 24.
They run that faux motion.
Still 4th down.
So now it will force the Mountain Lions to kick. And again, Harrisburg's bringing pressure from the outside. And Williams is awful close to getting there again. And this one is picked up. Oh, that wasn't Williams. Williams got the ball in the back end, gets around one man, and then got pushed out of bounds right about the 20. They're going to put it at the 19. That was Amir Jones. 4 and 12. We said look alike.
Yeah, they do. 4 and 9 look a lot.
On their shirt numbers from up here are very difficult to see. So Harrisburg will come out again, no huddle. And it looks like they have a couple different, oh no, they're just moving people around. So Hopkins is the back. You got Trips to the right, lone receiver to the left. Lee waits for the snap. Hands it off to Hopkins. He goes right up the middle, and he is free and running. Tyson Reed tried to go low, and the Mountain Lions look like they're going to catch him from behind, but not before he goes approximately 30, 50, 54 yards, 55-yard run.
Yeah, that was just untouched up the middle.
Hopkins just went right through. And it looked like the linebackers for the Mountain Lions were shading the outside. It was a straight dive up the middle and a 55-yard run. Now you got Trips the other way to the left. And this time Lee keeps it and just throws it away at the end. After he was in the grass, but there was a receiver in the area, so it's just an incomplete pass.
So those plays are so frustrating for your defensive linemen. They get out there and they go through all that, and they think they have the sack. And
7:40 to go in the second quarter, still 12-0. Harrisburg just broke a big 55-yard run by Mekhi Hopkins. Sean Lee's back again. He's going to roll left. He's just going to throw the ball up, and the receiver just runs right behind. I believe that's Jones again. Just ran right behind the defense as Reed was on the outside, and he went right by him.
Reed was the safety help. He come over to help. I don't know who the corner was over there. I don't know what was going on, but Reed couldn't get there in time, and it was a perfect pass again. Really was. He was under pressure too. Lee was under pressure, and he just off his back foot kind of just threw it up in the air, and touchdown. 6 points for Harrisburg again.
This time they're going to go for 2, which they've done every time. Straight drop back. This time Lee starts to run to the right. He's trying to scramble to the outside, and he's going to be brought down. Looks like Manny Miller. And then at the end, Zach Reimer made sure that he was going down instead of not just throwing it loose. But 18-0 Harrisburg after the 26-yard deep pass.
And like a play like that, like the Mountain Lions are fine because you can't run past anybody. The field's not big enough. They're doing a good. They're getting to the quarterback. They're getting pressure. Other than that long run right there. They've done a decent job stopping the run. It's just the repeated big play of letting somebody get behind them that has really, got them today.
And it hasn't been from the one receiver side, it's been from the three. So covering all three, especially obviously deep, because they once threw short and then every other one they've thrown to the deep ball. 3 of the 4 were touchdowns, the other one was overthrown. So the kickoff, different kicker this time. And there's a penalty right off the whistle. They stop it, which means that
offsides on the offense.
Yep,
Yeah.
Harrisburg came over the line before the ball was kicked. So we'll go back, move 5 yards, and do it again.
Offsides. Kicking team number 3. 5-yard penalty. Re-kick.
So is that number 17? So who's this kicker? Is that Mekhi Jackson, sophomore? That is 17, right?
Yeah, his number was like all folded up. 20, it's 20 something.
Is it 27?
27. Wow, yes.
Okay, so do you tell me who number 27 is?
Yeah,
Because there's
they don't
nobody.
have one.
So ball bounces, picked up at the 30, run out to about the 37-yard line. That was one of the up backs for the Mountain Lions again.
Rocco.
Rock. I don't have his number, so
Dante LaRocco.
Dante LaRocco gets the ball, brings it out to the 38-yard line.
The equipment guy, Scott Reimer, got me the official varsity and JV numbers that, like, the program is a little bit different. So hopefully we have the right names and numbers now, for at least for the Mountain Lions. We still don't know who 27 is, though, for Harrisburg, but maybe we'll find that out at halftime. That's blocked okay.
So he trips to the left, and again, Yost goes out in motion, catches the ball, and is able to pick up 7 yards.
Yeah, about 7.
So the Mountain Lions are in a 3rd and 2 now. But the Mountain Lions have run the ball 7 times and passed the ball 7 times. That's not a successful stat for this offense. Now you have a tight, Reed goes behind, hand off to Yost. He breaks one tackle, gets into the secondary, and that's his biggest gain of the night, and actually the biggest rushing tonight. There's 10 yards and a first down for the Mountain Lions.
And that play was finally there.
22 Alex Yost on the carry. Raquel Bryan.
And what that is Freewald puts the ball in Yost's belly, and he reads whether there's a hole or not. And if there's no hole, he pulls it, and then he either runs himself or he runs that option play.
Same formation. Given to Yost again. Yost pushes forward. He's not going to get 7, but we'll give him a little more than half of that. We're going to give him 4.
And that's the 2 times in a row now we've seen that's the Mountain Lion team we're used to. I don't know if they were afraid to call it, they didn't think it would work, or what, but they haven't really done that very much here this first half.
So 6:34. Harrington's out by himself. This time Manny Miller moved, but then he went into the motion. But it looks like the defense jumped. So it's going to now be a 2nd and 1.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. Number 5, 5-yard penalty.
Zakai Lewis jumped off sides. So we got a short 3rd and 1. They're going to send out Reed with Harrington, so you got twins to the right. Everybody else is in the huddle, 1 yard off the ball.
Now might be a good time to try something. I mean, it's 2nd and short.
They give the ball to Yost. He breaks the first tackle, gets at least 1-2, and he's still on his feet moving, and they blow him dead. So they'll give him the 2-yard gain for the first down.
That was a little premature, I think.
I think so too.
Blowing it dead. They did not have control of him.
And 4 First down, Altoona.
So you have an end-over situation, and everybody's to the right side of the ball. They'll go back to pass, and Freewall's going to just run.
You should have done that earlier, but still got.
And he looked downfield, but then he still was able to pick up
5, maybe?
5 from the 34 to the 29. Because of that end-over situation, there was nobody on this left side of the ball.
Second down and 5.
And he had the corner, but he looked up one time and stopped and then said, I'm going. He went, he just got around the defensive end, but he wasn't able to get completely away. So he did pick up 5, 2nd and 5. Pitch to the outside to Reed. Reed gets the first down and then meets the secondary. Gets tackled, but he's picked up 6.
Tyson Reed.
We get him 6 down to the 23.
Raytel Bryant.
Yes.
Gain of 6.
First down.
Well, the Mountain Lions, that's 3 first downs in a row.
And that was a good read. He pulled the ball out of Yost's belly, and Yost got tackled by like 4 guys. I mean, and he turns that into a first down play. So, you know, Freewold, his ability to read this offense is helping the Mountain Lions.
So Sword goes down to on the pitch. He gets it and takes it to the 21. So that's a gain of another 3.
TJ Stewart on the carry. Gain of 2. 24, Raytel Bryant. The tackle.
So they're going to give him 2 in 2nd and 8.
About 4:26 and running here in the second quarter.
There's been no timeouts either way. Again, this is the Altoona Mountain Lion football playing Harrisburg tonight. Harrisburg up 18-0, but the Mountain Lions are driving. Freewall on a design quarterback keep. He tries to get around the end. He got down to the 20, maybe, then they're going to give him the 20. So that's going to be a gain of another 1. So is it going to be 3rd and 7? Freewall looked like he had a little more space.
Yeah, you cannot hesitate against the quickness of Harrisburg. You got to make a decision and just go.
Well, Harrington comes to the left instead of the right. We still have that tight formation. Given off right up the middle to Yost. Yost is able to get himself down to about the 16. Or are they going to mark him at the 17? So you're still going to have a 4th and 4 here.
22, Alex Yost. And 3. 3.
And they tried to get Harrisburg to jump once again. 2:59 to go, first quarter or first half. Five seconds on the clock. 4th and 4. A reverse handoff, and I don't think he got past the 15. He needed to get to the 13. So the Mountain Lions are going to turn it over on downs. And that was Sean Betwee running the ball.
On the carry. Stopped by number 2, Terrell Reynolds.
Give him 1.
Harrisburg takes over on down.
Well, I mean, you think, oh, maybe get a field goal, get on the board.
Well, field goal puts you within 2 scores, though.
It does, but you know that's if you hold Harrisburg the rest of the game.
See, again, you have trips one way, and you have one-on-one on the backside. They're looking to that backside, and the Harrisburg receiver just broke 1 tackle on a 5-yard screen, and it turns into a 85-yard touchdown pass. So that was Williams.
Yeah, I mean, not much you can say about that.
So Lee has 4 touchdowns and 255 yards in the first half. So this time, Twins left, trips right, empty backfield. Four seconds on the clock. It's snapped. He's going to look to throw right over the middle into the back of the end zone, and it is complete.
Number 20. 2-point conversion.
So that is Quincy
Brannon, another freshman.
And that will make the score 26-0, Harrisburg. So Altoona put a great drive together, got inside the 20-yard line. And on the very first play, Harrisburg isolated their outside receiver, which is Kyle Williams. And he caught a ball about 4 yards from the line of scrimmage, made one move, got past the Altoona defender on that side, and went right down the sideline for an 85-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, the kicker is the corner was playing off him over there.
Well, he
gave him a cushion.
He was up tight, and then he backed off.
Backed off, and then he just couldn't go make. He tried to push him out of bounds, and he just couldn't make the tackle. And then there was no help at all anywhere. I'm not sure what happened there, but turned the jets on, and he was just gone.
This time Hopkins is back to kick. At least I think that's Hopkins.
It would have went out of bounds.
Would have went out of bounds. The Mountain Lions jump on it at the 27. .227 to go.
It was 35.
That's on your sheet. That's not on my sheet.
Gavin Dunkel.
So the Mountain Lions have .227 and all of their timeouts. They had some success running the ball in the last drive, but when they got near the end zone, Harrisburg shut them down 3 runs in a row. Trips to the outside. Quick screen. This one goes to Reed. Reed makes one move, and he's getting out to the 35. He gets out of bounds, so it's going to be a gain of 8.
Oh, they ruled him inbounds. Clock's still running.
So the Mountain Lions will come out 2nd and 2.
2 minutes and running. Mountain Lions do have all 3 of their timeouts if we get to that here.
Hand off to Yost. No. Freewall keeps it. Cuts forward and does get a first down, but there's a penalty flag. There's 2 penalty flags.
From 20 yards away, that guy threw that penalty. Hope he didn't hurt his arm.
I think it was a face mask. And then there was some extracurricular after the play. So let's see what the call is. The referee that moves the ball back and forth is lined up like he's going to walk it off against Altoona.
I think it's a holding or a push in the back on Altoona all the way downfield there.
Illegal block in the back. On the offense, number 12. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So instead of being 1st and 10 out around the 43, you've got 2nd and 7 at your 30. 1:44 remaining in the half. Again, Harrisburg has been electric on offense. 4 big touchdown passes. Yost is going out like a screen. There's some sort of penalty on the play, and Freewalt's going to get sacked back at about the 28, 29 yard line. So motion on Altoona.
Here, Jones.
Probably will be declined.
On the stop, flag of the play.
He did the illegal procedure thing, which did they have a legal formation? Because if it was a legal procedure like that they jumped, they would have blown it dead.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 men in the
Yeah,
backfield.
that's what it was.
The penalty is declined. Result is 3rd down.
Not enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Well, 5 men, yeah.
You're only allowed to have 4. It was funny, you pointed that
Somebody
out.
on the backside,
You
right.
pointed that out for against Harrisburg earlier, and Altoona's the one that gets called for it.
Well, looking around, State College is up on Central Dauphin East 35-0 before half. As we said, Cumberland Valley won last night, and so did Central Dauphin. I believe they moved the games up because they were supposed to have the possibility of rain from the hurricane.
Maybe.
But they both played last night. They beat Chambersburg and Carlisle.
Altoona's next opponent is Chambersburg.
That is down there.
Down
next
there,
week.
yeah. Chambersburg is 2-4, 0-3 in the conference, so
That's a big game.
big game for Altoona, and they get down there and see if they can get another road win.
So in the area, one of the biggest games is in the Laurel Highlands, 2 unbeaten teams. And currently in the second quarter, Penn Cambria has a 21-20 lead over Bedford.
Ooh.
Bald Eagle area currently is beating Tyrone 14-7. Hollidaysburg's out in front of Belfont 7-0.
Hollidaysburg looking for their first win.
3rd down, and there's a motion penalty again. That's what the backside.
Same thing.
Prior to the snap, full start on the offense.
No, this
number
one.
12.
This one's a false start.
Penalty. Still 3rd down.
Yeah, because he blew it before the snap.
That's 2 big penalties on him this drive. That's setting the Mountain Lions back a little bit. We got 119. Harrisburg just called that timeout before, or did they not charge him? I thought they called timeout. I'm pretty sure they did. I think they have 2 left. And he ran out of bounds to help them.
And he runs out of bounds, and it'll go as a sack.
On the carry.
So it's going to be 4th down, 1:11 to go. Harrisburg is going to have that opportunity with 3 timeouts to get the ball back here before half.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Harrisburg has more guys on that left side. And they do not rush the kicker. Ball bounces once, twice, and Williams picks it up with one hand and starts to go.
That was one of the worst blocking the backs I think I've ever. It was very obvious. And the thing about it is, I think he was past him.
He was. So Williams had got by the defender, but then Ezekiel Lewis pushed him in the back and got caught. So it should take them back to 37 or 32. Still a minute to go.
During the return, illegal blindside block, number 20.
Oh, they called the blindside block. That's 15 yards.
First down. 37-yard punt.
That was a dangerous way to receive the ball, though. Williams was starting to run, reached back with his right hand.
Right.
Picked it up with the one hand. So there's trips to the left, one receiver to the right. And again, you know, they're pretty much matched up man. Now they're putting a little pressure, but they have no free safeties. Lee goes back. Pressure on Lee, and this time I think he's going to go down finally.
They got a sack.
So the Mountain Lions pick up a sack. Not sure who it was. It just seemed like the whole middle of the defense.
And they've been able to get pressure. They really have. It's just that.
So they gave Miller the sack on the initial hit. Lee looking, he's going to throw the ball short.
Tipped
and
and
it's
intercepted.
tipped and intercepted. 27 seconds, and that ball was intercepted by
Colin Height, number 6.
number 6.
Interception number 6. Colin Height.
Too bad he didn't have to dive for that, because he would have scored, because there was absolutely nobody between him and the goal line.
Well, 38 yards, 26 seconds. You got all 3 timeouts, so you know you got at least 4 plays. I mean, I'm not sure if you're Coach Niedermeyer, if you keep trying to go towards the end zone, or if you get it inside the 20, you take some points before half. Well, tight formation. Reed goes around. The ball's kept, pitched to Reed. Reed steps to the outside, now trying to cut back through, and he's going to lose yardage, and he'll lose 4.
Tyson Reed just trying to make a big play.
So a timeout, 16 seconds, 2nd and 14. We'll list a couple more of our homecoming court. Representing girls basketball, Abby Hernkane. Representing mock trial, Katie Hoven. Representing girls soccer, Mara Kaiser. Representing FBLA, Rachel Lucas. Representing drama, Kira Mayu. Representing Lioneers, Emma Musselman. Representing FLC, Abigail Williams. Representing softball, Gracie Wilt. And representing orchestra, Alyssa Ziegler. So there are your 19 homecoming candidates. We will find out who who wins
The winner at halftime.
and the coronation here at halftime. Second down, 14. Freewall drops back, and he just throws the ball. He got past the line of scrimmage. Mountain Lions had 2 guys out deep, and that was all that was in the pattern. 10 seconds left. 3rd and 14 at the 42.
Put the tall receiver Josh Corso in there to see if maybe they can throw one up.
Twins both sides. Yost standing next to Freewall. They're going to get it to Yost on a screen. He gets by the first guy, gets to the outside, into the 30, and gets tackled and timed out. Question is, did they give him the timeout before the clock went to 0? He got tackled at 2, and everybody was yelling timeout.
This official over here is saying there's going to be a second or 2 back on the clock.
Harrisburg is leaving the field.
Altoona, please put 1 second back on the clock.
So Harrisburg was hoping to get off the field there. When he got tackled, there was actually 2 seconds. And by the time they looked up, the clock said 0, but the one official said that he saw it was 1, so they put 1 second back on the clock. 4th down from the 30. It would be a 47-yard kick. I think they're just going to pass it. That was a nice 12-yard gain. So you have nobody in the backfield. You got trips to the left, twins to the right. And Harrisburg coming through strong, and they're just going to get a sack to end the half. As the offensive line was not able to give enough time. So halftime here at Mansion Park. Harrisburg Cougars 26, the Altoona Mountain Lions 0.
Not a very good half, really, for the Mountain Lions overall, but you know, they played decently in stretches on defense. They just given up those big plays, just absolutely killed them, and that's, you know, that's the story of the half so far. Those long, all the big plays, 4 big touchdown passes, 39 or more yards for all of them. One was 85, so that's the story of the first half for the Mountain Lions.
And the sophomore quarterback, Sean Lee, has been very impressive. He throws a very nice ball. He gets it out there. He gives his receivers a chance to make the play. He's done incredible at this point. So again, the score is 26-0 at half. The Altoona band is going to come out and do an abbreviated halftime show. I believe Harrisburg's band is not going to come out. They're still up in the stands. And we are going to see the homecoming court announced, and then we will crown the homecoming queen.
Welcome to the 2022 Homecoming Coronation. The Homecoming Committee would like to thank all of the candidates, clubs, sponsors, administration, and families for making Homecoming a success. Each of the candidates earn points throughout the week by competing in games like games, performing skits, raising money for charity, dressing up for theme days, and ranking the student popular vote. With everyone's help, the Homecoming Committee candidates were able to raise over $8,200 this week for the top 3 candidate scholarships and Mending Hearts Animal Rescue. And now, let's meet the 2022 Homecoming candidates. Representing Girls League, Miranda Arnold, escorted by Julia Schmidt. Representing Boys Tennis, Kaden Carey, escorted by Sophia Caputo. Representing Majorettes, Emma Sheridan, escorted by Bryce Everhart. Representing Horseshoe Yearbook, Claudia Clapper, escorted by Kyle Velarde. Representing Mountain Echo, Mackenzie Doran, escorted by Eli Weiser. Representing Girls Golf, Zoe Dunkel, escorted by Daniel Beatrice. Representing Marching Band, Emma Pye, escorted by Sophia Pye. Representing Silks, Kiara Flanagan, escorted by Sheena Gallagher. Representing Cheerleading, Kylie Boak, escorted by Casey Wall. Representing Swimming, Gwyneth Fox, escorted by Eli Eversole. Representing Girls Basketball, Abby Hernkane, escorted by Connor Blau. Representing Mock Trial, Katie Hoban, escorted by Caleb Freeze. Representing Girls Soccer, Mara Kaiser, escorted by Evan Allwine. Representing FBLA, Rachel Lucas, escorted by Ethan Seitz. Representing Drama, Kira Mayhew, escorted by Patrick Webster. Representing Lioneers, Emma Musselman, escorted by Representing softball, Gracie Will, escorted by Connor Lindsay. Representing orchestra, Alyssa Ziegler, escorted by Cole Brickner. And please welcome the 2021 Homecoming Queen, Brooke Harrington, escorted by Will Young. Brooke is attending Penn State University, where she is majoring in kinesiology with plans on becoming a physician assistant. Let's have a nice round of applause for all of the candidates and her 2021 Homecoming Queen, Brooke Harrington. The second runner-up is Gracie Wilkes. The first runner-up is Emma Musselman. And the 2022 Homecoming Royal is Abby Hernkane. Let's have a nice round of applause for our 2022 Homecoming Queen, Abby Hernkane, the runners-up, as well as all of the homecoming candidates. Thank you to our 2021 Queen, Brooke Harrington, for joining us this year. And thank you all for participating in this year's homecoming festivities. The band would like to congratulate Abby Hurricane and all of the homecoming candidates for an outstanding week representing your clubs, sports, and activities. And now, on Altoona! The Altoona Area High School marching band staff is student teachers Sabin Fisher, AASD Music Staff Assistant Kelly Myers, AASD Music Staff Assistant Anastasia
Welcome back to
Hall.
Mansion Park. Game 6 again, Harrisburg out in front 26-0 at half over Altoona. I'm Jim Abbott along with Chris Strawmeyer. Altoona announced their homecoming Royals tonight, and I'm going to try to give you a list of who was where. First, the second runner-up from softball was Gracie Wilt. The first runner-up from Lioneers was Emma Musselman. And this year's homecoming Royal, representing girls basketball, was Abby Hurricane. So congratulations to Abby and all the girls. During a halftime, they announced that all the games, festivities, and dances that were held this week raised $8,500 in scholarships for Altoona seniors. So congratulations to the homecoming, again, the homecoming court and the Royals. So first half stats overall, dominated by Harrisburg. They have came out through the ball and have just basically run away from the Mountain Lions. So far, it again is 26-0. First minute of the game, Elias Koch ran past the defense and caught a 56-yard touchdown pass from Sean Lee. The extra point was a run, and it was a fail, and it was 6-0 at that point. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Another 39-yard long pass to Amir Jones from Sean Lee, and again the run after failed. So the end of the first quarter, Harrisburg was out in front 12-0. The second quarter, the Mountain Lions came out, moved the ball a little, but then ended up kicking, punting to Harrisburg. It looked like they had them trapped in their deep end, but the one biggest play of the evening for the running attack was Mikhail Hopkins, went 55 yards and got the ball down to the 26-yard line. On the very next play, Amir Jones again ran behind the Altoona defenders and scored a 26-yard touchdown pass again from Sean Lee. The run for the third time in a row had failed. The Mountain Lions got the ball back, put together an impressive drive, 3 or 4 first downs in a row, got inside the 20 and turned the ball over. What they did, they actually got the ball at the 15, and the very first play was a short in the flats, like a 5-yard out pass to Kyle Williams, and he was able to just go straight down the sideline once he sidestepped the first Altoona defender, and there was nobody else on that side as he isolated against the defense and went 85 yards for the touchdown. And that time, there was a 2-point conversion. It was a pass to Quincy Brennan. So 26-0 is the score. Stat-wise, really for Harrisburg, there's not much to say other than Hopkins only ran the ball twice or 3 times. He ran the ball 3 times for 75 yards, 2 big runs, a 20 and a 55. Then throwing the ball again, sophomore Sean Lee was very impressive. He was 8 for 12. Actually 8 for 13, 255 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. for the Mountain Lions, a total of 96 yards, both on the ground and in the air. Passing the ball, Freewall had 56 yards, majority of them to Alex Yost, had 3 catches for 29. And then running the ball, the Mountain Lions only ran 16 times and only came up with 41 yards in those 16, led by Yost, 6 carries, 25 yards. So, you know, Chris, let's say we're on the coaching staff at halftime, we have a conundrum. We're trying to figure out what to do in the second half. Do we come out and try to establish the running game and move the ball? Do we want to open up and try to pass more? But the defense from Harrisburg has been very tough. So what would you do?
Well, I mean, you have to establish the run anyway, and they had a little bit of success with that there in the middle towards the end of the second quarter. So you have to establish the run a little bit, and you need to come up with some big plays and some turnovers. And on defense, you have to have some safety help. There's been lots of times where there was no safety back at all, and you know, the cornerback just got ran by, and it was just a blow by and burned for a touchdown. So I think you'll see those adjustments here in the second half from Altoona.
Well, Harrisburg, Hopkins kicks it off. It's a little pooch kick, this time to the 34-yard line. And
Colin Height
got the ball, started to cut to the left, and I think he tripped and goes down at the 37. So that only is a 3-yard return. So the Mountain Lions will have the ball here. 11:56 to go, third quarter. 26-0. I mean, we knew coming in Harrisburg was going to be a dominant team, but I've been impressed with the way they've played. Usually they're a little bit more disorganized and use their speed and athleticism differently. They have been a very strong team tonight, and on that first run around the end, the ball hits the turf, but I think it is picked back up.
Bounced right back into his belly, I think.
Into Tyler Reed's hands, so he will get no yards. I said Tyler, it was Tyson. He will get no yards, and Mountain Lions will have a 2nd and 10.
And there's just multiple Cougars out there waiting for Tyson Reed to come around the end. And not fooled at all by this little bit of misdirection that the Mountain Lions tried to throw at them there.
Well, you've got 4 receivers to the left. Yost going out. He gets the pitch as he goes out. He makes the first man miss, but he doesn't get back to the line of scrimmages. He's going to lose 2. So now it's going to be 3rd and 12.
And Hopkins, number 7, just pushes the left tackle back right into Yost's pathway there and strung that play out further than it needed to be, and Yost ends up losing a couple more.
Again, I don't know if that was Hopkins or that was Terrell Reynolds. Because, again, these lower numbers are very hard to see. Yeah.
It might have been.
Well, 2 and 7 are right next to each other, and I can't tell the difference
They're
of which is the 2
side,
and which
right.
is the 7. So pass out into the flat for this time, I believe it was Betwee, and it falls incomplete. So the Mountain Lions were not able to gain any yardage, actually went back 2 yards, and are going to be forced to punt.
And it's kind of, I mean, like, they're pretty stout up front, but I don't think I think their strength, Harrisburg, is the speed on the edge. I really think Alex Yost can make some hay up the middle a little bit here and there. And Altoona seems to be reluctant to try it. Ball hits the turf, and he picks it right back up.
Yeah, Williams came up forward, and it went right through his arms, but it bounced again right back up. So fortunate bounce for Williamsport. Harrisburg to start. They will have their first drive here in the second half. Mountain Lions are trying to put pressure on the quarterback, so they're not playing with 2 safeties. Man comes across in motion, and it is a handoff. And Hopkins is able to gain, we're going to give him 3 yards up to the 37.
Number 7, Kai Hopkins, tackled by number 5,
Well, Manny Miller and Julian Pringle were in on the tackle there.
Gain of 2.
I think Hopkins is bigger than most of their linemen.
Two backs. This one is handed off to Williams, who's the second back. And Williams is going to pick up 1 yard.
And the Mountain Lions have done a pretty good job, except for a couple plays here and there, against the rush tonight. And somebody's down for Altoona.
Once again, tonight it's a homecoming week for the Mountain Lions. And Abby Hernkane, the girls basketball representative, was named the homecoming royal for 2022. So congratulations to Abby and everybody who participated. As I said earlier, the dance last night had over 1,000 people attend, and the homecoming committee raised $8,500 for scholarships for graduating seniors this year.
Number 55.
Julian.
Darren Jones.
Oh, yep, Darren Jones. I forgot we have some double numbers.
He's down. He's walking off on his own power. A little gingerly, but at least he's walking.
Congratulations, Jeffrey Price.
So the Mountain Lions will come out and try to stop Harrisburg here on a 3rd and, I'm going to say 6. The board says 3rd and 5. Again, all the Mountain Lions are within about 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and that's when Harrisburg has just ran right past them. And there's a penalty.
False start already.
I think somebody on Harrisburg had their hand down and then stood up. So I think number 74.
Full start. Number 74 for the offense.
So once the offensive lineman puts his hand onto the turf, he cannot lift it back up. So when there was some fake motion, they waited for a second and he stood back up, and that's automatically the penalty.
No safeties back again.
And they're press coverage. And Lee goes back, and you have a short pass.
He dropped it. It was a good hit, though, by Branson Adams. He dropped it anyway, but...
Well, that was Williams on the attempt, and, I don't know if he heard Adams coming up, but it looks like it's going to force Harrisburg to punt, which, again, we've had some issues with the punting. But I don't think you're going to see Lee back there right now. You see Hopkins, so this is a different punter. Lee is the quarterback, and he was sort of running and doing a rugby style.
Harrisburg does some different things sometimes, don't they? They have different kickers for kickoffs, different punters.
So a little short kick. This one looked to be returnable, but Tyson Reed wanted to make sure he got it. Took the fair catch at the 37. 8:45 to go, first quarter, or third quarter, excuse me. 26-0 at this point, Harrisburg.
So I will say that this is a strange football game because, you feel like Altoona's actually played well at times, and right there they got a nice 3 and out and got the ball back. But they've just given up these big plays, and it's a 26-0 game, but it feels like it's closer than that. You know what I mean? It's just a strange game. If Altoona could have mustered up a little bit of offense, and hang with them a little bit.
5 big plays has been really the difference in this game. And that time, the ball was batted down.
Intended for Harrington out here in the short flat. Ran a quick little out. And surprisingly, that Freewald is not really tall as far as quarterbacks go. He's listed at 5'9", and he might be 5'9", but he just barely is if he is. So I'm surprised that those balls have not been knocked down more at times. We haven't really seen that a whole lot.
Yost gets the ball, drives up the middle. We'll give him 3 yards up to the 40, so it's going to be 3rd and 7.
See, I mean, you do that on 1st and 2nd. Now you're 3rd and 4. And they were doing it and having some success there and getting some first downs there in the 2nd quarter. And I get, you know, you want to try to get the ball out in space, but I don't know. I think that's playing into Harrisburg's hands. They're too quick. They're very, very fast at the perimeter, and Altoona can do those inside things and get 3, 4, 5 yards at a clip, I think.
That time, the pass was over his intended receiver, Tyson Reed, so it's going to be 4th and 7, and the Mountain Lions are going to be punting it right back to Harrisburg.
4th down.
7:54 to go in the 3rd. Harrington is waiting for the snap. He gets the ball off. And Williams keeps tempting fate.
Yeah,
he looked like he wasn't going to do anything, and he reached down and picked it up as it bounced into him.
Those are not smart plays.
And then he's staying on the turf. So the medical crew will come out and take a look at him, and they're looking at a leg injury. See if we can give you any updates from around the area. And most of the scores we have are from the half at this point. State College is up 42-7 over Central Dauphin East. That's the only other Mid-Penn Commonwealth game tonight. Penn Cambria is still up 21-20 at half. BG now has scored again, up 14-3 over Central Cambria. Central 28-6 over Bishop McCourt. Bald Eagle area still beating Tyrone 14-7. Hollidaysburg still out in front by that one score, 7-0 in the 3rd over Bellefonte. Bellwood Annis has extended their lead against Southern Huntington to 17-7.
And Williams gets up and hobbles off. So Saturday at 1 o'clock, October 15th.
Is the State College Harrisburg game.
Is the State College Harrisburg game down there. So that should be basically the winner of that would have the inside track of winning the conference this year. That comes up in 2 weeks.
So
Next week, Harrisburg goes to CD East that Altoona beat last week, and State College is pummeling right now, right? You said 42-0 was the last.
Well, 42-7 in the 3rd.
Oh, 42-7 now. Yeah, so
Harrisburg comes out, goes over the ball. They were waiting off to the side for a little bit, and the clock's down to 5. There's the snap. There's the handoff. And, man, he's a big boy to bring down. It's going to be a 10-yard gain
Number 7
by Hopkins.
Ty Hopkins.
It should be another first down. They're going to give it. Well, they gave him a 1. Hopkins again breaks through the first line, gets hit, and this time he's going to pick up 9. Wonder if Harrisburg is just going to do an entire drive of just running the ball.
Zach Reiber on the stop. Gain of 8.
Trips left. Lee with Hopkins standing next to him. Handoff again to Hopkins. Nope, Lee kept it and went around end. And he looked like he had more room than he had because Tyson Reed stepped up and made the tackle after approximately a 6-yard gain.
Yost got a little penetration, made a guess, and guessed on the wrong side there. And Lee ran around the other end, got enough for that first down.
First down, Twins both sides. Actually got trips out to the left because Hopkins is one of the receivers. Well, Lee goes out and actually talks to his receivers and tells them what to do.
Just run straight.
There's 2 screens set up, and Lee's just going to grab it and run, and he gets past one guy, and he'll gain 3, and there's a penalty at the end.
Sean Lee Jr.
It's got to be on the Mountain Lions.
Stop at number 5, Manny Miller.
There's nobody else around. Has to be something on the tackle, maybe a face mask or something.
So we'll give Lee 3 and then see what else is going to be added to it. Again, the one official is already standing ready to walk it off against the Mountain Lions. There's 5. I guess they're going to call it a 5-yard, but it should be is it a first down automatically on a 5-yard face mask?
I don't think so.
It would be nice if they announced the penalty. Here we go.
5-yard face mask on the defense, number 6. Still first down.
So they basically just get the free play there.
That's a stupid rule. If you tack it on, the down should count.
Well, there's a penalty on a lineman. He jumped on his side. So that was Trenton Moffitt.
You know what I mean? If you don't get the play and take the penalty, yes, I agree. But if you tack it onto the run, the down should count. That's I don't know about that.
So we're halfway through the 3rd quarter, still 26-0 Harrisburg. So we're at the unusual 1st and 7 after the 2 penalties. Hopkins takes it, dances around in the backfield, then finds a hole to the right, and he's going to pick up 6 of those 7. He'll go over 100 yards. He now has 103 on the night on 7 carries.
He had 2 huge runs, a 20-yarder and what was a 55-yarder. That made up the majority of that 100 right there.
So you got trips to the right. And Lee's going to go back and look for the pass. He throws it short to Williams. Williams catches it, makes one move, and cuts across the middle, and he's going to score. So Williams will have his 2nd touchdown, a 30-yard pass.
Number 4, Kyle Williams.
So Kyle Williams picks up another score, and it is 32-0. And as we've been saying all night, Harrisburg is going to go for 2.
They've only made 1. That's the only positive we can say out of this so far.
Empty backfield. Now they're going to bring Hopkins in next to Lee. They fake the handoff or the snap. Lee sets. There's a snap and a handoff. And Hopkins reaches across and scores.
2-point conversion, number 7, McKay.
So that now makes it 34-0. So Harrisburg drove down the field and scored. Got a little help from a few Altoona penalties.
And we knew this would be a tough game coming in. Harrisburg is very talented. They have a lot of speed, quickness, good size in certain positions. Obviously, at the running back, good size. But you know, I thought maybe that the Mountain Lions can move the ball a little bit on offense and do a little bit on offense. And that's kind of one thing that's a little bit disappointing here. They haven't really been able to move the ball on this Harrisburg defense.
So Hopkins just set the ball ready for play. He's going to walk back and kick.
This is 34-0, which is 1 point short of the mercy rule. So the clock is not a complete running clock as of now.
It's probably the deepest kick all night, and it was caught over his head. So Hazelwood goes to the right, cuts back into the middle, and gets up to about the 31-yard line. And they're going to give him the 32. It's always whatever yard line I don't say.
Of course. Hazelwood's going to stay in, the 9th grader. He's been pretty. He's had a lot of long touchdown runs in the JV games, and he's been playing a decent amount of defense here for the varsity as a 9th grader. So we're going to see what he does on offense here now.
Aiden Deal is also one of the new receivers. Can't see who the tailback is at this point. Is that Mose? They'll pitch it out to Hazelwood, and he will get 2, maybe 3.
I think I think the fullback was George Jackson Shepard.
Is that who that is now?
And number 27, he's in there.
So Hazelwood picks up 2, and it's 2nd and 8. Twins to the right. Shepard gets the ball, and he'll only get 1 yard. Now we've got a penalty out here between. I think they're going to call that on Harrisburg.
Number 27. George Jackson.
On Granberry.
On the carry.
Because he was pushing one of the offensive linemen who came out there.
Reynolds on the stop.
So while they're talking about that.
Personal foul on the offense, number 66. Personal foul on the
Both
defense,
ways.
number 6.
Yep.
Those penalties were all set. 3rd down.
So it's still going to be 3rd and 8. And actually, after that 1 yard run, we'll give it 3rd and 7. Freewall goes back to pass, and he is met by multiple Harrisburg players who pick him up in the air, and they're carrying him. And there's a big penalty, and who's this one going to be on?
Ryan Epps, number 12, was just carrying Freewald, and well after the whistle. They could have set him down earlier. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just, but I think somebody said something because.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 8. After this is to the goal.
It's on Altoona.
4th down.
Altoona's frustrated. I don't.
Yeah, but that tackle, there's your starting quarterback, which they didn't have much of their starters in that round, and they picked him up and had him almost at shoulder level.
Yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing too to be carried around like that.
That one was blocked.
It didn't go anywhere, that's for sure.
And it's picked up and then a tackle. So it looked like Williams got his hand on the ball. He's been close all night long. This time he got it. And Harrisburg will start on the mountain line 15. Now they're going to, after it was picked up and run, and move down to the 14. So the Mountain Lions look like they have a majority of their backups second string in. And I'm looking across the board, it looks like Harrisburg still has their starters. There's a whistle. I believe Mountain Lions are going to take a timeout.
Timeout.
I think I only count 10 guys out there.
That's why they only had 10 out there. So you look, I mean, you look at the season the Mountain Lions had so far, and you think, okay, the non-conference games that they played in Mifflin County, Hollidaysburg, and Alderdice, they were gettable. I would put State College and Harrisburg in the probably not going to get column. Maybe Cumberland Valley. That's one coming up too. They're going to be really tough to beat, especially down there. It'll be really tough to beat. The rest of the games are up in the air. Last week they went down and beat CD East on the road. Next week they have Chambersburg to play on the road. They have to go to Carlisle yet. They have Central Dauphin up here that they played a thrilling 52-48 game last year and very well could have beat them. So there's some games really up in the air on this schedule this year, and they can still.
They're going to give the ball to Hopkins. He'll start going up the middle, and middle of the defense stops him for only about a 2-yard gain.
So they have some backups in and some starters like Boos. I see Boos in there. I see Riccio in there. There's the normal defensive line rotation, but then there's some other second team guys, and the linebackers and defensive backs.
Motion across. Looks like Hopkins, they're going to try to get him into the end zone, and he will keep going down, and I think he gets the first down and down to the 2, so that's a 10-yard gain for Hopkins.
But this game was a disaster, right, so far. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Mountain Lions probably aren't coming back in this one. But there's lots of gettable games out there yet, which is, in the past, they haven't really had that, right? I mean, at times throughout. I mean, yeah, they won the district championship 2 years ago.
They give it back to Hopkins, and he goes right in through the middle of the end zone and scores.
Number 7, Mackay Hopkins.
Funny thing is, neither of the guys, the officials on the end, signaled touchdown.
That is now the running clock.
So Harrisburg will come out. It's 40-0, and they're trying to add on 2 more. And they're probably just going to give it to Hopkins again. Nope. Lee's going to throw a quick pass, and it is caught. This time it is caught by number 13, which was Elias Koch. He had the first touchdown, and now he has a 2-point conversion.
That was freshman v. freshman out there. Hazelwood was out there on the coverage, and he just kind of got frozen in his tracks. And Koch jumped up and had the easy 2-point conversion.
That makes the score 42 Harrisburg, 0 for Altoona.
So now it seems like they just kick the extra point every time. 42-0. It's on the multiple of 7 again.
Yep, they made 3, and they missed 3.
6 touchdowns to nothing so far for the Mountain Lions. See if they can put one on the board here. Break the shutout up.
Well, the other thing about having a small team, you don't have many second stringers here tonight.
Right.
You know, it looks like they brought 1 bus and 1 bus only. So they've got to play most of their regular guys through the rest of the third quarter and into the fourth. There's a short kick. It's taken by one of the up-backs at the 40, and he gets out to the 47.
It's George Jackson Shepard.
Yes.
George Jackson Shepard on a return. Kashim Singleton on the tackle.
Looks like a couple guys up front will be changing out for Harrisburg. Mountain Lions still have most of their second string in. There's a couple receivers that'll go through their rotation that are still there. And again, Freewall, your starting quarterback, is still out there. Four receivers to the right. Jackson Shepard gets the ball and will just drive through, follow his blocker there. That was Camden Kiefer on the block. And he led the way, and the Mountain Lions get 5 yards. That's the biggest gain here in the second half.
Number 27, George Jackson Shepard.
And Harrisburg immediately takes out the middle of their line and puts 2 other guys in.
Looks like most of the starters are not in the lineup. Shepard drives through again, keeps his legs pumping, and he'll pick up 6 for a first down. Again, running clock, Harrisburg 42-0. 1:11 to go here in the third.
So the Mountain Lions, they're kind of like have a 1 and a 1A at fullback with Yost and Braun Mosley. And he's out this week, so he's not there. So George Jackson Shepard is kind of the de facto number 2.
Here's a pitch around the end. And is that Betwee?
That's Betwee.
He picks up 2 yards down to the 40.
And they were supposed to have Tyson LaRocco playing that position also this year, but he did something to his knee, I think, in baseball season. He's out for the year, so or at least a good portion of the year. I don't know if he's coming back towards the end or not, but so they're a lot thinner at that position than they would normally be.
Mountain Lions have one last play here in the third quarter. Handoff to Jackson Shepard. He's able to go down about 3 yards to the 38, and the quarter will end. 42-0 Harrisburg. We're coming up on the fourth quarter. Mountain Lions have the ball and are on the drive.
Try to get off the schneid here a little bit. The Mountain Lions have a big old 0 on the board right now. They'd like to get a score here, break up that shutout. It's always good to at least, if you're going to lose a game, at least kind of finish on a high note. It stinks to lose, but at least if you have some success somewhere, it makes you feel a little bit better going into next week. They still have to come back and play next week. I mean, so you'd like to at least get a little bit of success here.
Well, Penn Cambria scored a touchdown in the third quarter and took a 27-20 lead over undefeated Bedford. Again, 2 of the area unbeatens playing tonight. Bishop Guilfoyle scored a couple more touchdowns and now are out in front of Central Cambria 35-3. Central again 35-14 over Bishop McCourt. Bald Eagle area has tacked on an extra field goal, so they're out in front by 10 over Tyrone. Hollidaysburg's added another touchdown, 14-0. And looking at Bellwood, 31-7 now. Freewall holds the ball. Didn't give it to Jackson Shepard. Was trying to get it out to Betwee, but was not able to, and it's now 4th and 9 after that 2-yard loss. And the Mountain Lions are going to line up to punt.
Loss of 2.
This ball gets caught at the 10, and it looks like that's Williams again. He's trying to get the corner, and he just stiff-armed the defender in the face, and that was Hazelwood.
Number 4, Kyle Williams on the return.
He just kind of, threw him to the ground.
So Harrisburg will start 1st and 10 at their own 11.
All that for a 1-yard return.
34-yard punt, 4-yard return.
And even with a running clock, it will stop at times, and it's stopped on the change of possession, and now once the ball is set, it will start back up again.
Harrisburg's putting some other players in. They're all confused here.
They don't have enough. They just had somebody step outside, so they got twins to this side, but they're not going to get the snap off. And it looked like it went straight to Hopkins.
So it was the quarterback, number 5, who's in there playing quarterback, Zaki Lewis. He like batted it down, but it went somehow straight to the running back. I don't know how that happened.
Wesley Baumgartner, number 54 on the sub.
Is that number 6 back there now, Granberry?
As the quarterback?
As the running back.
No, that's still Hopkins. And number 5 will just follow Hopkins and roll forward, and the ball came out. Or did Hopkins have it?
No, the quarterback kept it, I think.
I thought he got...
I don't know. That was weird. They were, once again, very close to each other.
Number 5.
So he's going to get...
Zakai Lewis.
Yeah, it was Zakai Lewis on the carry.
He'll get 11.
Pretty sure.
So we're now at 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Lewis is going to try to keep it. One of the defenders just got thrown to the ground, and Lewis will follow that receiver and get up to the 29.
Zakai Lewis, the ball carry. And 10 on the play.
There's all kinds of new players in there.
So how did they get 2 first? Oh, that was the first down. So Lewis does get it handed off. And again, is that still the starting tailback? Yep, that's number 7. That's Hopkins. He'll get 14.
Zakai Hopkins, number 7. And 14.
Again, we'd like to thank the MLTV crew tonight for putting this game on and bringing this to you. These kids are in the broadcasting program here at the high school and enjoy helping bring some of these events to you. So again, we'd like to thank Caleb Fries, Noah Fries, Nora Reed, Hannah Vingish, Avery Reimer, Kelly Allen, Elena Saylor, and Peyton Folk. Thank you, Mr. Sipes. Again, Jim Abbott along with Chris Strawmeyer from Mansion Park, week 6. Tonight has been all Harrisburg, 42-0. To me, the most impressive thing has been the quarterback. You know, Sean Lewis is a sophomore, and the receivers have run by some of the Mountain Lion defense, but he has put the ball more than not right on the numbers, and the receivers just keep going straight in stride. He has thrown for 285 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he overthrew one guy that was wide open. Other than that, everything has been on the money. So he's done a tremendous job. And we're going to see Lee, for the next 2 years? Yeah, you're right, sophomore. We're going to see him in the future. Some of the guys that we've got 65 in there. Matthew Riccio's in there. 37's in there. Mikel Herr.
We got a different running back, a couple different receivers. That's going to be a penalty. So the clock is, I didn't think the clock stopped on a penalty.
Logan Vukovic, number 38, just made that stop for the Mountain Lions.
Illegal shift on the offense, number 21. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Number 19, Amar Amy Ballos is in there. Safety. Number 54, Wesley Baumgartner is in there.
Now Another run up the middle, gain of 1 yard. I believe that was number 22.
Number 26, Zion Patterson's in there.
Mekhi Newman on the carry. Again, running clock right now, 8 minutes to go, fourth quarter. It's been all Harrisburg, 42-0.
Number 3, Jarrell Baker comes in for Aiden Deal. Number 2's out. We're getting some different players in there. Number 40 is in there, Kyrie Barnes for the Mountain Lions.
Again, number 22. Newman will carry the ball. It's going to be 3rd and 10. He got back to the main line of scrimmage.
Number 90, Storm Savoy's in there. Gavin Dunkel, 35, in there.
So on a 3rd and long, is Harrisburg going to try to throw the ball, or are they just going to stay with the run? They got trips to the right. Different running back this time. He tries to sweep around the corner, and he could not get around the defender there, and I believe
flag down.
Logan Vukovic, number 38 on the stop. Flag in the play.
I think the flag is actually a face mask on Harrisburg, because the stiff arm, it looked like he took the face mask of the defender. No, they're calling holding. Altoona's going to decline it, and it's going to be 4th and 10.
Holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So Harrisburg is going to line up the punt. Hazelwood is deep. He's giving the kicker 37 yards. That's probably a little too deep. They're asking him to move up, and he's running up like it's a line of scrimmage. The ball goes straight up into the air. We'll go about 15 yards in the air and then just take a bounce straight up and down and sit at the 35. So the Mountain Lions will take back over.
6:28 left in this game. 42-0. Cougars are up on the Mountain Lions. Some different guys on offense in there now. And Freewald is coming out.
So is that Amy Ballas out there as the quarterback? Is that number 19?
Looks like it.
So he'll line up under center. You got a double wing formation. The one wing moves. He keeps the ball, tries to pitch it, and it looks like it was a fumble. And Harrisburg will take over at the 12-yard line. So instead of holding the ball as he's going down, he actually tried to pitch it a little forward, but
he might even have been down. It was so late, right?
So Harrisburg will try to add to their lead. Both teams playing a lot of backups with 6 minutes to go here in the game. There's a quick pass screen to the outside, and he will get pushed out of bounds at the 3. So it should be a 1st and 10 or a 1st and goal. Nope, they're going to give him 9 instead of 10. So it's going to be 2nd and 1.
Number 16 knocked out by number 38, Logan Vukovic. 9-yard.
Jayon Lewis on that last reception and run.
You can't even read the quarterback's jerseys like all.
It's a run up the middle. That will be a first down to the 3.
Is it 19 or 18 or 10?
Well, I know it started with a
Jalen
1.
Lewis, number 16.
There's no 10.
There's no other quarterbacks listed.
No.
Stopping number 73, Michael Lawati.
Looks like 16.
They don't.
Do they have a 16?
There's a 16.
Oh, but he was lined up in the backfield as the running back, and that's Javion Lewis going in for the score.
Touchdown number 16, Jayon Lewis.
So again now, 48-0. Harrisburg going for 50. Not to run up the score, but they have not attempted an extra point. They have done everything 2-point conversions.
Like literally, you can't read his number because it's all bunched up. Like I don't know who it is.
Okay.
It's either 18 or 19.
Well, the ball's run up the middle, but it is stopped. And Harrisburg will only be able to tack on the 6. They can't get to the 80 or the 50.
2-point conversion is no good.
Harrisburg is going to come out and kick again.
4:32 left in this game.
So outside the world of football, Penn State has their first home game against a league foe as they take on Northwestern tomorrow. Is it a 12 or
3:30.
3:30?
In the rain, it looks like. I have my rain gear ready.
So the Mountain Lions have 11. Harrisburg looks like they have 11. So they're going to set and kick it off. And again, a sort of short kick. And the Mountain Lions break it around the right side. He's going to change direction. Does he have enough speed to get to the end?
Number 38, Logan Vukovic.
Logan Vukovic.
Vukovic is able to turn something from nothing into a decent gain out to the 48. As he cut everything back across the grain, it looked like he had a chance to add a little bit more, but again, that athleticism and speed of the Harrisburg team was able to catch him from behind at the 48. So again, the Mountain Lions are set. This time the ball is handed off. Is that Jackson Shepard, or was that somebody different?
To Zion Patterson.
Is that Patterson? Okay.
Number 26,
26, yeah.
Zion Patterson.
Get some different guys in there. 82's in there. Alex Strawmeyer.
Must be a relation the way you said it.
Must be a relation. Be my nephew, right?
So it was a gain of 3. This time Patterson might get one now. He's going to get tackled right at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and 7. 3:31.
Number 26, Patterson on the carry.
Number 64, Devin Holopeter's in there. Replaced number 63, Joe Spees.
So again, on a homecoming evening here at Altoona, we would just like to congratulate Abby Hernkane and the girls basketball team on being named the 2022 Homecoming Royal, and to everybody who participated in all the different events that happened this week. 3rd and 7. Mountain Lions will line up for a pass, throw the ball deep over the middle, and this one is intercepted by the defensive back, and he's got a line of blockers. But again, it looks like Vukovic got over there, slowed him down, and then some of the Mountain Lions helped catch up. So
Lions coach on the interception.
the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 at the Mountain Lion. Are they going to just put it right on the 42, 43? They're moving it. So 2:39. Harrisburg probably has to run 3 plays. Say the Mountain Lions only have 10, now they have 11. And here's a quick pass again to the outside. And it was blown dead as a pass, not a lateral. And that once again was still to Jayon Lewis.
I think that's 18.
So you think it's Quamir Johnson, senior?
It's hard to say, but I think so.
Pass to the outside. That one is caught by number 21, Shamir Proctor, but there are flags in the backfield. And they're thrown in the direction I would think of a holding. So they are looking to mark off against Harrisburg.
Holding on the offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Well, Hollidaysburg is going to pick up their first win on the night. They are out in front 24-0 now in the 4th quarter. We are in a 2nd and a country mile. About 23 yards. There's the handoff off to the right. And he will be gang tackled by the entire Mountain Lion defense. 1:02 to go. Harrisburg basically has to run one more play.
Makai Newman.
So that was Newman once again. He picked up approximately, we're going to give him 10 yards on that last carry to now make it 3rd and 13. And this should be the last snap of the night. And the ball is handed off to Newman. He cuts through the middle, and he will get tackled down about to the 35. So we'll be 4th and 3, 24 seconds. Harrisburg does not need to snap the ball.
Makai Newman.
And I believe that's where we will finish this evening. Final score, Harrisburg 48, Altoona 0.
And ladies and gentlemen, this game is history. Final score.
So
Harrisburg
overall,
48,
quick
Altoona
recap. Harrisburg scored early, scored often, long passes, 5 touchdown passes by the quarterback, Sean Lee, and 125 yards and a touchdown from their running back, Makai Hopkins. And Harrisburg has come here tonight and spoiled homecoming. However, you can't spoil naming your homecoming royal, Abby Hernkane from girls basketball. Again, I'd like to thank Doug Sipes and the entire MLTV crew. They do a great job putting this together. And that crew tonight is Caleb Fries, Noah Fries, Nora Reed, Hannah Vankis, Avery Reimer, Keldon Holland, Elena Saylor, Peyton Folk, and of course, Mr. Sipes leading them here. For Chris Strahlmeyer, I'm Jim Abbott. Thank you for watching tonight. Again, the final score at Mansion Park is Harrisburg Cougars 48, Altoona Mountain Lions 0. Thank you and have a good evening.